Hello everyone, welcome to the second part. So in our previous video we discussed that how you can create the table and delete it and how you can insert the data inside the table. Well, in this video we will continue with the insertion part, and now we will discuss that how you can insert in the form of a batch, that means inserting the multiple records. So for that we are going to use one more class, that is table batch operation class. So whenever you are inserting the data in the form of batch inside the table, there is a constraint which you need to follow. That is, in the entire batch, the partition key should remain same, whereas the row key should differ. So inside the Visual Studio, I will just create a for loop. And let's say I want to insert 10 records. And inside this, I will create the 10 different objects with 10 different values. But before that, as I told you, if you want to perform the batch operation or batch insertion, you need to take the help of a class called table batch operation. So table batch operation be insert equal to new table batch operation. Okay. Now inside this for loop, I will create the object for the data model class. So I'll just copy this part and paste it here, in which the partition key will remain same, that is 1, and the row key, let's say the value of I to string. Okay. So this is a constraint that whenever you are creating the batch, the partition key should remain same for that entire batch. And after the creation of every object, I'm going to add inside the batch. So be insert dot insert or merge, and I'm going to add that object. So this is going to create a batch for 10 objects, that means 10 record, and it is going to insert inside the table. Now here I will use table dot execute batch. Okay, so just like we use the execute method if I want to insert a single record, similarly we will use the execute batch if you want to insert the multiple record. And here I will supply the object of table batch operation class, so be insert. And if you look at the return type of this method, it is going to return me the list of table result object. So in our previous case, when we call this method, it is going to return me the single object for table result class, because we were performing the insertion for single record. But here, as we are doing the insertion of multiple record, that means for every insertion it is going to return me one object for table result class, or you can say that for this batch it is going to return me the list of table result object. So I'm going to use I list table result, and let's say B result, and here I will put a for each loop to display the content of the result list. So B result rs, and console dot write line rs dot status code. Okay, so again I will run this script in debug mode, and let me put a debug point over here. So I just do F5 and it will jump to the next breakpoint. So if I look at here, as you can see here. Okay, let me drag it to, okay, so here directly you can see the size is 10. Okay, that means this batch contained 10 record to be inserted inside the table. So just do a step over, and if you look at the count of result, that is also 10. That represent for every record it inserted inside the table, it returns us back the object of table result class. So I'll just jump here. Okay, let me rerun this script once more. So if I go to my table and just do a refresh, so as you can see here, it has inserted the records. Okay, and I will just continue with the execution of script. So in this manner you can perform the batch insertion, and after that I will show you how you can delete the record from the storage. So same, we will use the table operation class to delete the record, but before that we need to create the object of data model class which will specify that which record we want to delete. So here I will create data model delete equal to new data model. The partition key, let's say 1, the row key, let's say 11, and the e tag. So I'll specify this direct. So here I'm based on the partition key and the row key, I'm going to create a filter, and based on that I'm going to perform the deletion. So again it's a single operation, so I will use table operation class dot delete, and I will specify the delete, that is the object of data model. And again, so this will be table result delete, and here I will use console dot write line delete dot toString. Okay, so again I will run this script in debug mode. I will put a debug point over here, and if I go back to my table, just do a refresh. So I'm going to delete this record. First I will prepare the data model for the deletion and then call the delete method. So if I go here and just do a refresh, okay, I forgot to call the execute method. So now the table is empty. So here I will use table dot execute, and I will specify this object because this is going to return the object of table operation. So table operation, and this will return me the object of table result. Let me run this script in debug mode again. So now it has created the model for deletion where the partition key is 1 and row keys is 11. So if I just do a refresh, so I will delete this record, just do a step over and execute. So if I do a refresh, as you can see here, the record with the partition key as 1 and the row key is with 11 is deleted. And after that I will delete the table. Okay, so in this manner you can perform the bulk insertion and also the deletion from the table.